Greetings and salutations, fellow Arkham fans. Austin here, and I'm here to present a very special video series that I've been sitting on for a while now. At least when on Discord. As the title suggests, I am rewriting parts of Arkham Knight that, in a way, I feel would have made the game a more satisfactory final product, as I'm sure I speak for a lot of us when I say that I found Arkham Knight to be disappointing at least, and pretty bad, at least from a story perspective, at worst. It's not a bad game, mind you. It's just so many missed opportunities just hold this game back so much. It's criminal. So, I will be detailing, in no particular order really, some of the elements I had the biggest problems with and how I would have handled it. I'm not going to rewrite the entire game beat for beat, as I just don't want to do that. Trying to figure out how everything would interconnect, but at least get a general idea how I would have done certain segments. So, without further ado, let's begin with one of the more problematic aspects of Arkham Knight, the treatment of one Thomas Elliot, aka Hush. Now, I'm sure I speak for the grand majority of the Arkham fans when I say Hush was beyond disappointing in Arkham Knight, as his side mission, if it could even be called that, was less than 10 minutes long and completely shit on all of the superb build-up that we had in Arkham City, only for it to end up like that. So, I'm completely ditching that side mission, though I am keeping the basis of it, just expanding on it to a much higher degree, and instead of it being a side mission, I am integrating it into the main story. As in this version, Hush is part of Scarecrow's inner circle, as he was the person who healed up Crane after his encounter with Killer Croc all the way back in Arkham Asylum. So, it roughly begins the same way as the initial side mission, with Lucius not checking in, and Bruce and Alfred cannot contact him as communications are being blocked. So, Bruce rockets over to the parking garage underneath Wayne Tower, only to find a sizable amount of militia drones. After taking them out, Bruce attempts to access the elevator, only to find it's been destroyed. So, entering in through a secret entrance somewhere on Wayne Tower, because let's face it, Bruce would totally have one of those in the event this kind of thing happened. He taps into the security cameras and finds out what happened. A large number of militia soldiers stormed Wayne Tower and took over a grand majority of it, holding some of the remaining workers there who were hiding out, who couldn't escape properly in time, hostage, while Hush, under the disguise of Bruce Wayne, is holding Lucius at gunpoint as he's broadcasting over the telecoms and TVs in Gotham, claiming that he is Bruce Wayne and he is going to destroy Wayne Tower unless Batman shows himself. This is all part of Thomas Elliot's revenge on the Wayne family, as he wants to destroy Bruce's public image, as Scarecrow is focused on breaking Batman mentally, and Jason is focused on crushing Batman physically. Tommy will destroy Bruce's image, as I feel it's best that he knows who Bruce is, but he wants the satisfaction of tearing down everything the Wayne legacy stood for. So, after taking down all the militia soldiers, working our way up through Wayne Tower, we finally come across Elliot himself, wearing basically his outfit from Arkham City, though minus the trench coat, and the Hush logo is in red, like the comic book version. With the camera still going on unknown to Elliot, Bruce and him begin to fight, where Elliot monologues about his hatred of Bruce Wayne and his family after their perceived slights against him and failing to kill his parents successfully in that car crash. After knocking Hush down to the ground, he finally notices the broadcast across Gotham City. Roaring in rage that his plans have gone up in smoke, he attempts to shoot at Lucius, but Bruce blocks the shot before taking Hush down and disabling the cameras, ergo giving Bruce his good name back. With Hush defeated, Lucius and Bruce discuss whether or not to take him to GCPD after everything he's done, and him knowing Bruce's identity. However, Bruce is unconcerned at this point, as it would be the ravings of a madman who surgically reconstructed himself to look like the person he hated most in this world. So he's willing to take the chance for right now, as there are bigger priorities with Scarecrow and Jason still in the winds somewhere plotting their own machinations. So he drives Hush to GCPD lockup and thrown in with all the other psychos, thus ending that part of this storyline. Now, I think that gives Hush a little bit more to do. I'm not sure a full-on boss fight would be possible, since Hush isn't the most physically imposing person in my eyes, anyway. I'm not sure how talented he is in the comics. If anyone has read Batman Hush and he's actually really formidable, let me know down in the comments and we can go from there. But, yeah, this is, in my eyes, infinitely better than his original side mission. And it gives him a little bit more gravitas after all that build-up from Arkham City. So, now that I've gotten Thomas Elliot out of the way, let us move on to another disappointing side mission in my eyes. Another one that had lots of build-up from Arkham City, and that is Azrael. Azrael is another one of the characters from Arkham City who had immense hype going for them in that game, but ultimately all that hype led to an unsatisfactory conclusion in Arkham Knight. Though, thankfully not to the same degree as with Hush, at least the Azrael side mission has multiple endings and is the bare minimum entertaining with the combat challenges and the brief dialogue interactions between Bruce and Azrael afterwards. So the grand majority of this side mission is going to stay the same, though it's primarily the ending that's going to change. So after Bruce scans Azrael's brainwaves to encode the Order of Saint Dumas' hidden message in Azrael's brain, instead of being confronted by Azrael directly, Bruce is then contacted by Azrael on a radio frequency, telling him to meet him at a certain set of coordinates, which happen to be the church where the second plant that Ivy has us get in the main story pops out of, near that graveyard. After pushing the Order of the Saint Dumas symbol on the side, a hidden staircase is uncovered that leads underneath the church into a hidden catacomb of sorts. There, we are confronted by an upgraded Azrael, whose suit is now a combination of his Arkham City design and the Nightfall design, where we fight him underneath with the Order of Saint Dumas watching from above. After we defeat Azrael, we are then given two choices. Either convince Azrael to join us and reject the Order of Saint Dumas, or just flat out knock him out after he refuses. Now, the real kicker to this ending is a potential dual play sequence. If Azrael joins you, then you and him will take down the Order of Saint Dumas after they come to attack you. But if you knock Azrael out after he refuses, you just take them on alone and send them all to the GCPD lockup. I feel this way we can get a little bit more out of this segment, so while it's not the same level of hype I would have liked to have seen Azrael in the main story, I think this way we could get some of it back. We get a good fight with Azrael with a kick-ass design, if I do say so myself, if they incorporate the right elements of both costumes into one cohesive design. And it would be great to have a dual play sequence with Azrael, because hopefully with this upgraded suit, he wouldn't be just a straight-up Batman clone in his playstyle. Maybe have a flashbang of sorts using that blade thing he had in Arkham City, which he used to temporarily blind Bruce after leaving the symbol on the ground. Maybe incorporate other tech the Order of Saint Dumas gave him. But yeah, that's all I got to say on Azrael for this rewrite. So let us move on to the last portion of this video, and it's the smallest rewrite, and that will be ManBat. Alright, last but not least is ManBat. Another one of the side missions that were a gigantic disappointment, though for a different reason. Instead of the hype being built in Arkham City for this character, this is just years of fan expectations of seeing this character show up and hopefully do something cool. Unfortunately, ManBat is little more than a reskinned drone in this game. Tackle a few times after tracking him down. So there's no real urgency or threat in these segments. So, and I gotta give props to Salvage for this one as well, as he made a good case to how to do ManBat, which I'm going to piggyback off of. So give him a look. He's almost at 30,000 subscribers. Speaking of which, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. I want to hit maybe 10 before February starts. But anyway, sorry. Got a little off track there. The basic thing with ManBat in this version is gliding challenges. You have to track him down after he attacks some random thugs on the street periodically. That would give us some incentive to stop him. And we have to catch up to him before we tackle him in intense gliding sequences around the city as he's trying to shake you off before you can hurt him and inject the antidote into him, as in the original side mission, though with a lot more challenge. Also, this is on a personal note. I'm going to slightly redesign ManBat to more resemble his comic book counterpart. Make him bigger from one thing, maybe 1 or 2 feet larger. Give him more hair all over his body, a little bit more hunched over. It's more similar to the animated series counterpart. Some torn up shorts that used to be the remains of his pants. As with the design they had in Arkham Knight, pants full on would not work, so I'm thinking just shorts that are barely clinging to this new form of Dr. Langstrom. Yeah, sorry this one isn't as in-depth as the others. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into ManBat in comparison. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here. Next time, I'm going to discuss how I would have rewritten Harley's segments, as well as delve into how I would have handled the Joker in Arkham Knight. See you in the next video. Drop a comment if you enjoyed it, like the video, please, and share this on social media. My Twitter's in the description down below. Hope you liked the video, and see you next time. Bye.